just made the cutout for the throne seat. Right? It's important when you make this cutout that you don't make it too large. You want to be able to have these two parts be supported by that wood, but you also want to be sure that the cutout hole in the plywood is larger than the seat. So that worked out pretty well. Onward and upward, the throne's almost done. Okay, now I'm going to cut the top sheet of plastic and the bottom sheet of plastic that will go over the composting toilet's top cover. I'm going to make it out of this polywall material so that it's easy to clean and so that we can hose it off if it ever gets dirty. So very conveniently, when the driveway was installed, they cut nice grooves. I'm just going to use one of those grooves to let my knife travel. This stuff is nice and easy to cut if you have a really nice sharp knife. Doesn't have to be real accurate, because after it gets laminated to the top, we're going to use a router and trim all around. So that sheet will cover the top and the bottom. Alright, so I'm going to take and laminate this piece of polywall onto this piece of wood, which will be the top part of the composting toilet. Before I do that, I'm going to use some of this 100% pure acetone and clean it off. You can see where I marked the border lines of where I hope to place this after I do get it glued up. Now, if you don't know it, contact cement goes on both parts, and then both parts are sandwiched together. So once it's done, oh boy, that's it, you're done. So now I'm going to take contact cement and coat the polywall side, and then I'll do the wood side. I did this outline so I don't have to fill the entire area with contact cement, but I don't expect to be 100% accurate when I lay it down, so I will go over that a little bit. Alright, now we might wait about 15 minutes, and we'll put the two pieces together and see how accurately I can sandwich them together. Alright, both sides are coated, and we've waited the 15 to 20 minutes that it says on the can. So now I'm going to try to line this up as best I can. I'm going to use these two pieces of PVC just to keep it separated while I get the sheet positioned. Wish me luck, because you can only do this once. Then you borrow this from the kitchen. Don't let anybody see it. Or if you have a professional roller, that'd be great. But for the few times I'm going to do this, I think I can sneak the rolling pin out of the kitchen. Alright. Wow. I'm impressed. I did a better job lining that up than I expected. Now it says it takes about 7 days for full strength. So I'm going to wait a day, put a hole in it, use the router and trim to make my hole, and then again tomorrow I'll do the bottom side and laminate that. That'll keep it nice and clean and sanitary, and hopefully it'll last a long time. See you tomorrow. Okay, the day has passed. I laminated the contact cement, a piece of polywall, and now I'm going to use the drill and the router to trim away the excess. Should be pretty simple. First I'm going to drill a hole just to make it easier to use the trim router. Using a trim bit, set the router very, very shallow. And I can go in. I'll go around and do the edges. Definitely feel the drag on sections where the contact cement was a little bit thicker, but overall I think that worked out really well. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the bottom part. I'm going to laminate another piece of the polywall and use the same method and cut it back out. It's exactly the same, so I won't make a video of that part.